Hey Nimbin,
Hi, Voodoo.
welcome to Reaper Life 3, Episode 6, where we're going to be doing some level 7 quests for everybody to see.
How exciting.
So, in this episode, we're going to be I'm showing the tier to con, actually starting with Gwylan stand, and then we do tier, and then the two level 7 parts from Sorrowdusk. We did some other 7s, but those are the ones I'm including in this episode. And we're joined by Mickey D's in TeamSpeak during the Sorrowdusk quest, so that was pretty cool to have a former Reaper Life member join us and chat and hang out with us.
Yeah, when I say you, I mean the people watching this. Remember, Mickey D's was our healer in Reaper Life 2, the series where we did a lot of R10s.
And he was somewhat prepared.
And somewhat, aware.
So, thoughts on Reaper Life 3? Oh, and by the way, I should say, if people are wondering why the heck are you a Blade Forged, it's because we finished Reaper Life 3 on our end, and we're past that life. In fact, you're actually 2 lives later, but I'm still working on the same life because I'm going to level cap.
I actually completed my second Blade Forge slash Paladin life already, and this is my third Blade Forge and Paladin life.
Nice. So, thoughts on Reaper Life 3?
I I it felt like a hybrid of Reaper Life 1 and 2 for me. It, mostly because Tanks was there from Reaper Life 2, and I don't know. It was just its own thing. I have a feeling that every Reaper Life season is gonna have its own taste, but also kind of like a nostalgic aftertaste. And that's kind of what I'm getting from Reaper Life 3. It was really fast. We smoked it, and I believe everyone's going to enjoy these upcoming episodes.
It was really fast compared to, previous Reaper lives. For on our end, there were some scheduling issues so that, we went sometimes multiple days without even running together. Uh, but when we did run together, it was really fast, and that it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed running a little faster and looser than we have been. With 6 people, we don't normally have 6 people running these quests together, and so you can definitely taste the difference.
Yeah, there was moments where a couple of our mates were like, "We should do R6. We can handle R6," and I'm like, but I felt like what we tried to convey in this project, there are some quests that we should have did R4, R5, and we did, uh, because we're just trying to show the people a reachable goal, and how swiftly it can be done, because we want to show people that mid skull and heroics is easy and fast to do and is worth it. And I believe this life was gameplay was less than 20 hours, right? Like in dungeon we spent less than a day.
Yeah, actual completion times ended up being about 19 hours, so a little sneak peek for folks. And you're right, every Reaper life does feel a little bit different because every Reaper life there's going to be a different theme, and we already know there's going to be a Reaper life 4. What that's going to be, not quite sure yet, but I do know in the future that I want to do a Reaper life where we go to 30. But with this one, yeah, we wanted to show like that R5s or mid skull content could be run quickly and dispel a couple of myths out there that it takes too long to step it up, or that there's not good Reaper XP during heroics. And we wanted to show you can do these quickly, and that while the Reaper XP might not be as good as legendaries, it's something that shouldn't be ignored. If you can pick up 150,000 Reaper XP in a heroic life, that's 150,000 Reaper XP.
Yeah, and when it comes down to it, if you can add 100,000 more to your legendary Reaper XP, you would. Like the whole point of why legendary Reaper XP is amazing is because it's multiple 100,000. So if you can get even more multiple 100,000s, then why not, right? It's not going to take you freaking forever.
And like I've said before, the point, we're not trying to say that you should farm Reaper XP out of heroics, but when you're working through your heroics, we don't think that you should be blowing off your Reaper XP. and that to show that these quests can be done pretty quickly. And so you know that pretty much all the quests we're doing for the series are R5, except in the first couple levels. But there are a handful of R4s that we do in this series, and it's just because that's what we normally do. In fact, the first two quests that we do in this episode, Gwylan Stand and Tir Khan, because those are a little bit longer, we just do those on R4. I have no doubt that the group could have done it on R5, but because that's what we typically do, we wanted to just do what we typically did. And I don't know if you remember this, but in the Tir Khan, we got through the village and beyond very smoothly. And I remember Ina actually made some comments at the time that is always, not always, but 75% of the time, once we get past that village in Tir Khan and there's those endless respawns coming out of the village and you get the big group on the other side of the village, like, we've had many a party wipe at that point.
Yes.
Even on R4 throughout our racial lives, we've had to gibbers up to save it. But we blew right through that part in this episode.
Yes, and like, I guess an analogy. I feel like our party, it was like we kind of brought a car wash to a shower, really, because our party could have done way higher. We had a really good team. Gijo, he has a decent amount of Reaper points, a lot of past lives. Tanks, really pretty much in the same scope. A lot of Reaper points, a lot of past lives, a lot of experience with our group, and of course the core four of the Reaper Life crew. We were, basically, well-studied scholars of Reaper mode. So going through those quests, we could have did a lot higher. I felt like we shredded it.
And that it becomes even more evident that once we get to like level 10 and we get tier 2 Reaper, and once we hit about Giant Hole, we really start just really smashing through things. And it's just like I remember having discussions with you guys during the quest at some point about how like it was boring. Like we were smoking the stuff so badly that it was just like, I said, this is not fun. I wouldn't want to do it only on R5 because it's ridiculous.
Yeah, and I have the privilege of doing interviews with each and every one of you, which will be released on my channel later on. And it was very interesting hearing like Mama and Ina and Gijo's view on the speed and all that we were going into, and because that's basically what happened. Since we weren't getting difficultly challenged, we end up going fast. We were really testing how fast we can go, and it's kind of interesting how we're prone to challenge ourselves, being that we used to test ourselves through difficulty. At this juncture in the project, difficulty wasn't the aim, and we end up testing to see how fast we can go, and it was kind of interesting,
At this point in the series, we're doing basically the more or less the difficulties we would have been doing anyways. We might have stepped it up another skull or so, but like I said, once we get to about the level 10 stuff, then that's when we really would have started stepping it up, and it does get pretty ridiculous, I think. And like I said, it wasn't fun. We were just smoking it so quickly and effortlessly. And I remember even one point saying like, I don't feel like I can die. I don't feel like anything can hurt us.
Yeah, except, thanks for the apology, by the way, when you did die. And
that was awesome, dude. I actually mention it when we're doing the Sorrowdusk. In this episode, I mentioned it too. I was like, yeah, I owe Nimbin an apology.
The funny thing is that wasn't mentioned in the videos is that the second part I've already showed you my version, because I was videotaping too, and I showed you where I was, and it was very fun. It was very funny.
It was a funny moment because it was just a my perspective. I turned around and saw you coming from the start, and I thought you were back there the whole time or something, but it was just like you backed up a little bit, and I happened to turn around right when you were coming back. So, my bad.
I like that intro though. Like, that was one of my favorite intros I've seen to one of your videos, because the whole court proceeding and all that. It was very clever. I liked it. Thank you.
I had fun doing that one. It just came to me that morning. I'm like, I'm gonna get stupid.
I'm gonna go Nimbin.
So tell us about your beer build,
My beard.
your bear build for Reaper Life 3. Because you know what? After Druids got their pass in Update 38, bears saw some love, which was really cool. But I feel like, that initial fun has wore off, and we're just not seeing that many bears running around. So talk about bears in your build.
Well, honestly, I've seen multi-class bears. Like I know this guy named Bam. He has a multi-class bear that's really maxes out their potential, but bears have an incredible amount of bulkiness, and that's what I do. I focused on. I went strength build bear because you get a lot of con bonuses in the tree. It's very similar to Sacred Defender or that fighter Stalwart Defender, where you have a defense stance that gets boosted through your enhancement tree, and you get a lot of magic resistance. The bear provides a lot of magic resistance, and the heavy armor provides a lot of physical resistance, and you get a lot of constitution and hit points through your defensive stance. Um, I maxed out my natural fighting. My build's also going to be linked in the bottom with our forms, but the main thing is to max out your strength, uh, and of course keep your wisdom relevant. With an item, so your spells don't suffer too much, but your bear's stuff is still super powerful. And um, I did a lot of Mighty Roar. Mighty Roar is a very necessary enhancement because that AoE stun is going to cause them to be helpless. Helpless damage is amazing. I highly suggest going half orc. I went Asimar so that way I can keep healing hands on the party. Um, and really, you won't even suffer that much as a half orc because once you get your higher level heals, you can still heal the party. Because you suffer at lower levels though without the ability to use wands and read scrolls in animal form. But it's very bulky. It's very. I relied a lot of and the defenses that the enhancement gave me, and of course gear. And past lives provide a lot too. I got a lot of hit points and PRR from past lives, but you could probably still do that build on a first lifer and still be pretty chunky, especially if you did it on a half orc or even do a con based dwarf.
I'm glad you mentioned a couple things. A good reminder to the viewers that our builds are linked in every video description of Reaper Life 3. There's a link to our builds. I think they're all there except for tanks. I'm hoping he'll post, but he never posted for Reaper Life 2. I'm hoping he'll go back and do that and also post for Reaper Life 3. In any event, the rest of our builds are there. And also, since you mentioned past lives, I'll go ahead and plug a video that we did several months ago about how to prioritize your past lives. And so if you're a little bit newer and you're feeling overwhelmed, like, hey, there's a bazillion past lives, what should I focus on? You and I did a video that talked about different considerations that are a factor for deciding how you should go about prioritizing your past lives. And then we went on to do a couple episodes of DDO Cast where Patrick had us on and we talked about that same topic.
We actually went on twice, two different times on DDO Cast to talk about past lives. One about them in general, and then one about the heroic class past lives specifically.
So, Reaper Life 3, we didn't have a healer. How'd you feel about that? We didn't have a dedicated healer. Like we were all helping, all pitching in with the heals.
That's why I went Asimar. Me and I was when I mentioned that Tanks did also express going Asimar on his build. I felt like all of us had sufficient ability to heal each other. Warlocks have the amazing UMD and Scroll and Wand Mastery if you can reach for it, and Tainted Scholar. We had a Bard, which could also get Scroll and Wand Mastery and has amazing UMD. We had a Sork, which is a Charisma build, can have, I don't know, I hadn't checked if Sorks get Scroll and Wand Mastery pretty easily, but they should be able to. do so too. And so we had healing hands and scrolls going everywhere. I Gijo, of course, rogue. Rogues are skill monkeys, and skill monkeys have UMD. Uh, Freaking, I felt pretty confident that we would be saturated in heals. I felt like this Reaper Life season we had the least amount of deaths out of any Reaper Life project, and which is kind of sad considering that we didn't have a dedicated healer for the first time.
Well, I'm not surprised that there were the fewest deaths. I mean, it wasn't even close. I mean, I don't think anybody died more than about 3 or 4 times. I think Mama might have died 3 or 4 times throughout the whole series, but I think I died like 2 or 3 times. I mean, there were barely any deaths for an entire 1 in
Bear.
20 life.
But like for instance, when we get to like cry to help, right, or a cry for help, help, we usually do
Please.
that. We do that on R7, but we did it on R5 this life. And so like the difference between Reaper Life 3 and a normal life was huge. Cuz like there's a certain time where we R7 is kind of like there, and then there's a couple quests we just do on R10 plain. But doing those on R5, that we basically cut the difficulty rating by half. So like to quote the amazing Barbara Streisand, it was like a hot knife through butter.
I've been really happy with the variety of classes that we've been able to show in Reaper Life 1, 2, and 3. In 3, we have classes and roles that we didn't have previously. Like, we have Gijo as the assassin. Like, how cool was that to have Mom was playing a Sork? We had two melee druids, but both doing something different. You with the bear and Tanks with the wolf. So, part of Reaper Life 3 is about dispelling myths. The myth that there's no Reaper XP available in Heroics, the myth that it takes too long to step it up. But another myth that people were screaming and yelling about when Reaper mode came out was that melees are pointless in Reaper. Can you speak to playing a melee in Reaper mode?
Um, just a fair warning, like I'm not a typical melee. I have a lot of past lives, a lot of experience, and a lot of Reaper points, obviously. So, um, and I was not playing just a regular melee. I was playing a tank melee, uh, because obviously I had in mid hundreds MR, PRR, good AC, good this and that, and that helps a lot. You know what I mean? In Reaper mode, building your defenses is more of a priority than your DPS, in my opinion. Uh, I in those R5s and fours with that build, with my points at the time, with what was going on at that moment, this life that you're spewing, I was eating Reapers. I was eating mobs. I would go in. Uh, so when it comes down to being a melee in Reaper mode, you want to be defensive and you want to be controlling. And when I say controlling, I mentioned using Mighty Roar. I would charge that up with a maul and a shred, because you can do that without attacking a mob, and it will give you credits. Once you get 2 charges on your Mighty Roar, you can run in, hit your roar, and you will stun that room. For that couple of seconds, the room is immobile and taking extra damage from me. And I'm not attacking as fast as a wolf, but I get basically I get the attack of a great sword or a great axe or whatever. So if I hit something and something's close enough, it's also taking um, uh, glancing blow damage. So it's equivalent to a melee fireball going into a room of held mobs. I'm controlling my mobs, I'm defending myself against the mobs, and I'm eating them like salad. And that was my experience. Once once you don't fear the mobs, once you know exactly what you're doing, uh, you can control the atmosphere of battle, and you can control the conditions of combat, and thus you can melee and Reaper.
Building a little bit more for defensive. the defensive side of things, and realizing that some crowd control is great too. Like even a melee can trip, or with the druid has certain druid abilities and so on and so forth. It's not just running in and swinging your sword like the old days. It was there was an adjustment, and there was a lot of the community that struggled with that, or didn't want to change up their builds at all.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't want to make any choices for their build other than DPS. But you have to adjust a little bit for Reaper mode. But once you make that adjustment, like we're showing in Reaper Life 3, that you can smash mid skull heroic content, and I mean, there's no doubt that we wanted to do just our fives for Reaper Life 3, but we could have stepped it up quite a bit and smashed it up into at least R7 for a lot of the content, and just blown through it like it was paper.
Yeah. Um, it's like the meta's changed, especially in Reaper, mid to high. For instance, let's talk fighter. I feel like Vanguard would be a more suitable option for fighter lovers than Kensai. Kensai, you could do amazing damage. That's great. You can go in Reaper mode and you can tube three shot whatever you want. But then it's going to turn around and maybe one to two shot you back. But Vanguard gets stunning shield. It gets shield charge. You can knock things down in a straight line in front of you as you charge forward with like an abundant step-like speed. And at that point, you're controlling the flow of combat. You're controlling what attacks you, when it attacks you, and how it attacks you. And of course, you're building your tune to the point where it's defensive. You have a shield. You should have shield mastery at that point. You know, so even if they get to attack you, you choose how much damage you're taking, right? You're not giving in. You're choosing. You're controlling the combat situation. And that's what's very important for melees to understand, is that it's not about maxing your damage, it's about controlling the game.
There's a lot of the community that's still kind of afraid to step it up, and we part of Reaper Life 1, 2, and 3 is encouraging people to step up their game when they feel ready. And an important component of it, of being able to step it up, is building up Reaper points. In fact, for the time spent, bang for the buck, Reaper points are just right up at the top of being ready for higher skulls, for being able to step it up, because getting more Reaper points adds just so dramatically to your defenses in terms of hit points, and spell DCs, melee power, etc. It makes a significant difference. And we all have a lot of Reaper points in Reaper Life 3, but that's kind of what we wanted to show, the evolution. Here we are 2 years after Reaper mode came out, and our fives are nothing for a group like us.
Yeah, and it's amazing. Like 2 years later from basically Reaper Life 1 even, we now have three guildies with Reaper wings and stuff. Like if you do the work, you'll get the advantage. You'll see the the change. And like I think I've said this before, and I think either RO1 or some other project. uh, At that lower levels, you shouldn't be ashamed of your performance. You should be proud of the victory. So like if you're going in on R2 and you feel like it took you a long time, you only have like 2 points and all that, you feel like, oh man, I'm taking so much damage. It's hard work that gives you big benefits. And if you find something until it gets too easy, and then you step it up.
Yeah, you're going to
And
struggle at first in Reaper mode. You're going to get beat up. And then once you build up about 15 Reaper points, and you start that next life with 15 Reaper points, that makes a huge difference. That's like a turning point. We've talked about that many times.
yeah, so like you don't want to struggle on the negative. You want to focus on the fact that you passed, you got the quest completion, which means you got the Reaper XP, which means you're getting the Reaper points, which means this is soon to not be anything to you. You know, if you focus on the struggle too much, you're gonna get bogged down. You just it's all about the gains, not the failures. Like when I first came back to the game, I didn't care if I was a soul stone at the end of the quest. I only cared that I got the Reaper XP, and I was doing R1s and like dying millions of times, but I was having a blast relearning the game. I was having a blast re-meeting friends, and freaking next thing you know, 3 months later, I'm doing Reaper Life 1 with you, and it just goes by so fast, you know?
Big time. I'm remembering a moment in the life before Reaper Life when we were still running with Twizzer that we had an extra spot, and I had invited a friend that raids with us sometimes, Angry Tiger. And I said, hey man, we're doing R5 Wayland, you want to join us? And he was like, oh, I'm not really an R5 player, I only have ever done R1, I just started doing a couple R2s. And when he joined the group, and I was like, hey guys, Angry Tiger thinks he's not an R5 player, remember what we said?
Yeah, you are.
We said, yes you are, yeah, and you just don't realize it yet. Because there's a lot of people that have this impression like R5 is so hard. And when he got in there with an experienced group doing R5s, he held his own just fine. It's not like he died
Oh
a
yeah,
million
yeah.
times. He did great. But that's
And
something you work up to.
it's all perspective, right? Because we've seen a tune with only 2 past lives and 2 Reaper points to her name go through really high skulls. We've seen Little Mama in Reaper Life 1. If you guys who are watching this haven't seen Reaper Life 1, go watch Little Mama in Reaper Life 1, and then look at your tune and say, I'm not a R5 tune. You are capable of R5-ness, my friends.
Mama was an inspirational figure throughout all of Reaper Life, especially in Reaper Life 1 because she was just coming up back after a long break, virtually nothing in terms of pass lives and Reaper points, and here she was doing mid and high skull content with us, and it was really amazing.
Yeah, so like to a lot of people who hadn't witnessed this, to them they would look at R5 and they'd be like, "Oh, I'm not an R5 kind of guy," but or gal. But we've seen people tunes. We've seen stuff. You know what I mean? We know how far 2 Reaper points can get someone in a group. By yourself, yeah, maybe you're not an R5 person, but when you're with friends, we can all do it together. Like the biggest key to defeating anything in this game is friendship. And if you don't have friendship, it's gonna be Reaper points and knowledge.
So is there anything else you want to, any other thoughts about Reaper Life 3?
I'm really excited to see how this works out because I'm pretty soon here. I'm gonna be posting interviews and such. I'm still gathering footage for the blooper reel. I'm really interested in seeing the rest of it because it went by so fast that I actually hardly remember it. And it would be nice to see us grow because I felt like I got really close to Gijo, and I got really close to and we had like a lot of fun speed running, and like I mentioned Gijo specifically because prior to this, we did a couple quests with Gijo, you know, we ran a couple quest chains and spans, but I never did a full life with them, and I felt like we really got to get to know each other this time. It was a big pleasure for me to play with him.
So before we wrap it up, uh, I want to make sure everybody knows that you have started your own YouTube channel and you're actually posting some additional bonus content from Reaper Life 3, including interviews. You mentioned the blooper reel. In fact, I'm pretty sure that you're going to be posting the next episode. I will also have it linked on my channel, but unfortunately, the video that I took for our level 8 stuff became corrupt, as you know, and I want the viewers to know, and I have not been able to retrieve that file, and so luckily, Nimvin, you were doing video of all that stuff, and so you're going to be able to show a level 8 uh, content episode in lieu of mine. So talk about what you're doing on your channel and specifically about the content you're posting for Reaper Life 3.
Well, for Reaper Life 3, um, there's gonna be like a blooper gag reel where it's gonna be a compilation of things that you probably won't see in the videos that Voodoo will post, and maybe some quick references to the funny moments that you did see, so you don't have to quick like watch through whole episodes to rewatch funny moments. I have interviews with everyone in Reaper Life 3, hopefully, and I hadn't interviewed Tanks yet. He's been busy, but I'll get to him whether it kills me or. And of course, there's the Nim Cam, which is pretty much my point of view on some. There's gonna be some maybe overlap, but most of it's gonna be quests that hasn't been posted. Just my point of view. And it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be great. I wanted to contribute content, and I feel like the episode, what's that, episode 7, right? Is gonna be really fun for me to do.
Hell yeah, man. And I'll put, your channel is a featured channel on my YouTube channel right there in the upper right hand corner. And I'm going to put a link in this video description to the how to prioritize your past lives YouTube video that you and I did, as well as links to the 2 DDOcast episodes that we did together. And I hope folks will visit your channel and check out the additional Reaper Life materials that you have posted.
Yeah, and I just got done with posting the very last episode of how to do Ravenloft series, so that's also something you can catch while waiting for me to edit my videos.
I know I'm not real good at some of the more intricate Ravenloft quests like Amber Temple and Invitation to Dinner, so I should probably go over to your YouTube channel and finally learn those quests. All right, Nimvin, thanks for being a part of this intro today, and let's get on to Reaper Life 3, Episode 6.
Ha cha cha cha. It'd be hilarious to play like with someone from like the East Coast, like a pen and paper game, and they're like, "Hey, I'm gonna roll up a dwarf. What's my dwarf's name? It's Doin. Doin. He just does what he does really well. He's from the Doin families. We'd be doing things, Because that's totally a fucking Lord of the Rings elf dwarf name. You know what I mean? You got Durin, Thurin, Thorin, Doin.
Okay, kitty cat, Mama needs to sing for the nice people. You need to get out of my arms.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Nice. Think you're overshooting that.
Hush.
We're barely kind.
Get it?
Hope you got your
Barely
spell
kind.
resisted scrolls too.
Great to add to your buff bar.
I got my own. Go.
I love that thing. I still keep it with me ever since you gave it to me, Voodoo.
We're not going right in the thing. We're gonna clear these mobs out. Nice. I saw you got that demon soul.
And the carny.
Very nice.
Half of those are suggestions.
Yeah, I got suggestion now too.
Very nice.
We're not ready to run in, or
We're ready
we
now.
are.
those trolls did not know what they were doing.
Remnant. Kill your family, kill your family, kill your family.
Oh, so that's how therapy went?
I think she was role-playing a troll.
No, a troll is like this. You call that DPS? I see more DPS than the Korthos newbie.
If you want to get that reference, go to YouTube and type in the search bar,
Remnant?
Kill Your Family Show.
Remnant
It's
back
not
here.
graphic or anything like that.
And if you like that reference, hit like and subscribe.
When did they bring the remnant vendor to it back with the special stuff?
Well, there's an event going on right now, so they won't now. But whenever I'll let you know.
Probably
If
around Memorial Day.
yeah, because it's supposed to be quarterly, which I don't know how they're gonna do that with so much. Like they have
You
the
mean
mimic.
quarterly?
Yeah, quarterly. It's like quarterly.
Just clarifying.
Cool whip.
Okay, no more charms.
Yeah, but that's a champion hunter weekend, and that's when
You
he.
guys gonna get this chest back here?
No.
No, 'cause
You-
she spawns mobs.
Does it?
Yep.
Yeah, both these chests spawn like 1 or 2 mobs.
This one doesn't. Soul cruelty here.
Oh, I have this weird Mandela effect memory of like a minotaur spawning from that one.
Behind you guys.
Remnant.
Floating remnant.
Have you guys ever like read up about the Mandela effect, like the whole thing?
No, I only know what it is on the surface.
Yeah, it was invented by this lady that has this idea that there's alternate parallel realities that sometime like oversync, which causes like mixed memories, like an alternate reality where Mandela died in prison. That's why people remember him being dead. And so like it's a different reality leaking over. And that's what the Mandela effect means. But like, of course, pop culture changes its meaning to like,
Shrine.
oh, it's just like a false memory. But when the Mandela effect was proposed, that's what it was proposed as, like realities leaking over. Which made me feel like using other words.
So if that's the Mandela effect, what's the Nimvin effect?
It's when you lose any
I gotta step away real quick.
any sense of sense making, but not in the order it makes sense in. And, you know, like the Nim effect is like when you wipe before you poo, and you're like, oh man, I'm gonna poo anyways. Why did I wipe now? That's the Nim effect.
Soul of cruelty.
Where?
He's dead. Gijo killed him.
This is a chest that also spawns mobs. It spawns about 1 or 2 hobgoblins on the ridge, but
Hobnoblins?
Knobgoblins, yeah.
Knobgoblins, what is this? Kingdom of Loathing?
Here's an example. If you look up there, 2 goblins will start coming down. And that's because of that chest.
I didn't know that. I thought those spawned anyways.
No, it's all based on the chest. Because my chest brings all the hobgoblins to the yard. Damn right, it's better than yours.
I'm ducking downstairs and shrining. Mama, did you shrine already?
I did
Man.
it the other one, but not this one.
Let me give you a song quick before I shrine.
Okay, thanks.
Has anyone else shrined since the beginning of the quest other than Little Mama and Voodoo?
Nope.
Oh,
And Little Mama's gonna need another song.
That guy snuck up on us.
It's like they're trying to kill us or something.
Us? No,
yeah,
we're
I
so
think they're
lovable.
I think they're trying to kill us.
You know why? It's because I'm House Fjarlin and they're House Butthole.
Thorani.
Butthole, Thorani, same difference.
I'm wearing a Thorani cloak right now.
Yeah, and they're
Buff-
still
attack
attacking,
me.
yeah.
And you're the biggest butthole I know. You know, honestly,
Wouldn't that be crazy if these cloaks had a hidden effect on them?
that would be cool. And they revealed it after the 13 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, the House Thorani one makes you smell. Which makes
Imagine how much people lose their shit if that were the case and they each had a different effect.
Are they bound to character?
You're bound to
Account.
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 Oh, that's no big deal.
Well, unless you decide, you know what, I want the Neath cloaks for all
Remnants
my
at the
characters.
shrine, and I'm using this shrine.
Be cool if they were just like the House Fjarlin cloak gave a +2 like unique bonus to perform or something like that, you know, and just like little things, or even if it was +1, that'd be
that
kind of
would be
neat.
awesome.
Thank you.
A +1 would be reasonable for like a cosmetic.
Right.
Anyone's song's close to running out.
Yeah, I need new song.
Soon as I catch up to you, I'll hit you.
Alright,
That
thank
means
you.
Nim probably does also.
No, I'm fine. The songs don't make or break my build.
They're keeping you healed while no one's nearby.
So it's just, is it your wings that make or break your build? Is that all it is?
No, the wings are a product of my build.
Oh, okay.
I would take a fresh song whenever you get a chance to.
I just hit you
Right on.
from across the frickin' map somehow.
Fuck yeah.
You guys done that?
Don't go all Willem Dafoe from Platoon on us.
You done yet?
I'm gonna go Willem Dafoe and Spider-Man on you.
I figured you would already sold this part by now.
Have you ever
You done with this part yet?
looked into Willem Dafoe? His career is phenomenal. He was just a stage play like actor, like, and then like a director just walked in and said like, I like that guy, get him, and then bada bing bada boom, movie star. And he's one of those guys that always plays the bad guy, right? But he's actually a really nice guy in real
Trapped
life.
in there.
He didn't always play the bad guy.
It's just like heels in wrestling.
Oh yeah, well, he plays a bad guy often. Cause he has that creepy, like, face.
Hey, you with the creepy face.
Hey, you with the creepy face, you wanna be Green Goblin?
I'm gonna pull this guy over. I'm not trying.
Does Barry Manilow know you raided his closet?
I'll give you the answer to that question next Saturday, Mr. Bender.
Wouldn't it be funny if I named my build Barry
This-
Manilow?
Does Syax know you stole his awesome?
Oh, I would be dead if I'd get near his awesome. He has it hidden behind like 50 vaults, 20 alligators, and a cat.
Straight into the cave. Don't even mess with any of this trash. Trap.
Breakables, breakables, breakables.
Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang.
Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice.
There's no place like home. There's no place like home. There's no place like home.
Will the gags ever end? Never.
Ah, the power of three.
We got Ransack.
We only got Onslaught.
Charmed everything.
Oh, guys, we gotta go
Somebody's
back and
gotta
get
do
those
this
kills.
supply crate, please. Nice. 17, 15.
Oh, when I'm stone skin, I got green face. That's so cool.
Hey, it's Inamurata. Let's go.
I was buying remnant pots. I want to make sure stuff lands in here. Spell singers make everything better.
Yes, they do. They're kind of the make everything better class. Or prestige class.
Just missing tanks.
Yeah, really, we should put Fogluga and Lyricist in here.
Thanks.
Dirge Singer would be an interesting prestige in DDO.
Perhaps.
And pen and paper is crap, but like I could see DDO actually making them
Go.
worth something.
Letting him go. Oh, I'm glad that suggestion failed. I almost charmed the Fear Reaper.
If you do it before they scream, that's really awesome.
Collectible underwater.
Sucks I have to wait 5 more frickin' levels for a spell song vigor.
Mm-hmm.
Gijo, you want to get the traps immediately down each of these halls?
Yep, I was planning on it.
Yeah, we're not actually gonna do those halls, but if you want to get the traps, that's cool. You can let this guy go.
Letting the adept go. Beerman!
Open.
Collectible in the water.
Careful, we got a charmed caster up top that could come loose anytime.
That's a
Loose
charm monster. We got
casters.
time. One of those is a charm, one of those is a suggestion.
Cool, we can leave them alone then, because one's just gonna kill the other anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Like so. Man, I wish I can get this with the Reaper stat too.
That'd be nice.
Famine. Got the underwater valve.
Got the north one. It's open. Got the liver on the right.
Collectible underwater.
You want to go back to that shrine now, Mama?
Yeah, I guess so.
I'm gonna go shrine too.
I will too.
Heck with it. I'll go also. I could use a top up. I'm gonna sing to y'all when you get up, and then I'll shrine just so I have maximum songs for downstairs. Now is not the time for that crap, Nim.
It wasn't me that time.
You cost me a frickin' song.
I don't have any of my charges used.
Do you have video evidence of you not doing that?
Yes.
Greasing was in your contract when you signed up for this guild.
Yeah, but I was saving my grease for like funnier times.
Go. "12-minute songs at level 7, not bad.
That's awesome.
It's too bad the freedom of movement song sucks.
How so?
It doesn't protect against slippery surfaces, only against stuff like holds.
Is that working as intended?
I don't think so.
Yeah, it should work against everything, I would imagine.
Because the tooltip says freedom of movement, so it should be working
Yeah.
like a freedom of movement.
Well, look who can read. I think you're better than the rest of us just because you can read.
I read really good.
What do you read? Words?
Hustler.
I am letting this champion go. Be ready. Remnant. Vorpal repeater.
Nice.
Rar. You're stunned. Rar. Oh, did someone want mass CC? I guess I can roar up some, you know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm talking about. We may not get the full 30%, but with this XP, even 20% is awesome.
The room of endless respawns. The one to wipe them all. That's like if we went through it without a wipe, though.
Charm and get breakables.
It's open.
I think we're good to go.
Still got breakables to get in here.
Rubble in the water.
We're good to go. Get out of that ice storm, mama.
Word.
I know you're saying you're not going to tell us which ones are going to be the video and which ones aren't, but this one should probably be, considering this is the first time in a Reaper life we've made it through there without a wipe.
Did we wipe it Reaper Life 1 and 2?
We usually wipe there, so I'm assuming yes.
We don't usually wipe there. We have
We were
often wiped
wiping there every single life for a while.
Yeah.
That's true. That would be a good one, I suppose.
If nothing else, a highlight.
I wish I was recording right now.
You're lying.
I'm recording.
My God, we should have thought about it ahead of time, and you could have posted, like, from your perspective, Reaper Life 3 from your perspective, your point of view.
Oh yeah, if we would have talked about that ahead of time, I would have kept a lot of videos.
You can still do that. You know, it doesn't have to be like a video per level. The Nim Cam. Reaper
Hell,
Life 3, now with Nim Cam.
I can use my streaming setup and do local recordings.
Nim Vision.
I always thought that would be cool, like, ever since Reaper Life 1, I'm like, wouldn't it be cool if we could see multiple angles?
The
But
only
then
thing
again,
is we'd have to dub it with Voodoo's audio.
but one thing, though, is that most of my film is just me standing at the beginning of the quest, while you guys do most of that quest. I wait about 5 minutes just to get you guys a fair shot, you know what I mean? Get some kills in, and then I come in and
Oh
finish
yeah,
it
it's real
off.
thoughtful of you. To not upstage us or anything, make us look bad.
Yeah, you know,
What a team player.
you know, so that way you guys have a shot.
Oh, thanks for saving us from that pikeman, Nimbin.
It's the bare minimum, you know, that I can do.
I'm shining up.
I heard one time Nim was in a group and the group used him to shrine. I heard one time Nimbin healed the ozone layer with a cure light wounds.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. Congratulations, you're the winner. Here's the death you deserve.
How much strength you
18,
rocking now
18.
with all your potions and stuff, Tanks?
Oh, how much can I get up to?
Yeah. I
Oh
can,
shit, dude, like crazy. Probably
I
like
can-
75 or 80 or something.
some of the new races lift their leg up when they fall out too. I noticed like gnomes when they fall down, it's a little different than the older races. I can't wait to see Tiefling's final, because they're saying they're still refining its look and animation. So what we've seen is just the tip of the iceberg.
Well, when they say animation, they're probably just talking about like filling in all the emotes.
Oh no, they were specifically talking about the tail animation in the interview. Did you know the guy that did the tail for Tiefling's the same guy that brought us cloaks? He's like a superstar animator there.
Y'all could go.
Awesome. I owe Nimbin a public apology for accusing him of running away when I died. He didn't. It just looked like it from my perspective.
It just looks
Plague
like he's a
Reaper.
jerk.
I mean, he looks like a jerk and he smells like a jerk. And he
But
tastes
he's
like
actually
a
a
jerk.
nice guy. I can't believe he's not jerk.
But if you can get past the smell and the taste, he's actually not a jerk.
Oh, that brought me to one of my researches today. Today I was looking up player races, like core player races in Eberron, and Troglodyte is a playable race in Eberron.
Mickey's on. Don't forget about these trolls down here, guys. Demon Soul.
Remnant.
Sounds like a name of a video game in itself. Demon Soul.
Nah, it's a black metal band.
We should get Mickey into TeamSpeak. He's a Reaper Life member.
Well, he's more of a Reaper Life victim. He's like, no more.
Tomato, tomato.
Oh, my favorite quote from Severlin is that Reaper mode is here. It rewards people who have skill and know the dungeons really well, or punishes people who don't pay attention.
Do we want to get that trap behind this locked door up here?
Sure.
I loved it because, like, you know, Severlin's like, he's not trying to like put anyone off by like, he's like, it's not for any, you know, it's only for some people. He's like, it rewards people for their skill. Basically saying that, like, if you're the type of person who's like, I'm never gonna be as cool as you, probably shouldn't be doing Reaper. But then again, it doesn't bar them off either, right? It means that they could once they become the skilled person.
I sent Mickey a tell. I told him to join us in TeamSpeak if he wants to chat. Also,
I won't-
Mama.
I can't wait to start doing interviews though, but I want to wait until you start posting videos. Like, get a couple videos in, you know?
See if we can get these breakables before we finish it. I don't know if you can get breakables bonus in this quest.
What's up?
Hey,
Oh, we
Mickey.
didn't do the sizing.
What's up, buddy?
What's up, McGee?
Oh, you know, living the dream.
Mickey D's done dirt
Don't kill
cheap.
him yet. Do we have breakables?
I got
No,
the breakables on the other door.
Okay, go ahead and finish it.
Don't kill him. I love him.
It's Reaper Life 2, remember? Mickey D's.
AKA the only sane one.
The only survivor.
I got out while I was still alive.
I'm in. How you been, Mickey? We haven't seen much of you. You've been working a ton.
Yeah, working a ton. Being busy on the weekends and pissed off that my headset's broken and I'm using the one I'm using now, which is not very comfortable, so.
Yep.
That, and you know me, I like running epic content and everybody's, PRing.
You can see Gijo took your spot. Tanks is back.
We actually been running some legendary shit more here lately. I don't know, I was at 30 on tanks for a while and I burned some shit up for a minute. But I'm gonna do my iconic lives and then I'll be, capped for a little while, I realize.
Go.
And that legendary Reaper XP.
Can run by this first stuff.
There was a time where I was running like epic stuff every night, just with groups of people, and that was entertaining.
We need to get more of that in guild. I want to try to inject some of that, some legendary daily Reaper XPing, because we don't have much of that going on. Everybody's past life grinding.
Yeah.
I know. That's why I'm not playing.
I'm trying to get some characters
there are
back
more
up
people
to
doing
cap.
legendary shit more often here.
We've been doing it. I've been doing legendary Reaper dailies for close to a month now, Mickey.
Well,
Yeah.
you need to, let me know this shit. Data something.
I fucking texted you and you're like, I'm busy.
Well, yeah, well, it was that, and I don't think I had this installed and up to date on my computer. Let's say
Sharn's
wiped
coming,
it
dude.
like 4 times.
You gotta get back into the game. Sharn's coming, man.
Epic Sharn Syndicate.
No, new
The
expansion.
Sharn City.
Should I know what that is?
A new
It's a whole
expansion
city?
based on the city of Sharnage. It's across the Thunder Sea from Stormreach.
Is this something that's an expansion? So
Yes.
with
Like
paper.
Ravenloft or
Big time expansion, like not
The
an
web.
update, but an expansion.
Yeah, it's gonna be huge.
When do they when do they pre-order and all that crap?
Mickey, I just want to let you know that you are such a good friend that I'm gonna let you buy it for me.
Oh,
And me
Really?
also.
can
Yeah,
you buy it now?
very soon, this month. The pre-orders go on sale this month.
Oh, perfect, because I coincidentally have like a lot of money in my account.
Yeah, I got that move coming this month, so I won't be able to afford it.
I've got
You'll
2
probably need
Odos
it in
boxes in it
it's
for
gonna be like
ya.
120 bucks for the big one, probably.
I posted on our website. I'm trying to find a guildie who's willing to make a trade. I got 2 Odos boxes and some other stuff that I can trade
Try
for
to
a
get
code.
Trying to get somebody to buy the base one for you, or the big one.
Well, it depends. I mean, 2 Odos boxes. That's like that's a chunk of change, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like
It
fucking-
depends on who your what's his butt was selling them to me for like $30 piece. 25, $30 piece.
But from the store. Aren't they
From
like
the store, it's
50
like
bucks?
$50.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're like 50
Yeah,
in the
I got
store.
2 Odos boxes,
The trap is that you
10
can't
legendary
buy.
timers, a +7 tome, and I'm trying to get a Joseph Scarecrow.
Yeah, I'll buy the expansion. You know me. I'll buy the big one too. YOLO. I am thinking about moving out here though shortly, so that's gonna be put a damper on the amount of
Where
money
you
I can
moving
just
to?
spend. Not necessarily anywhere like out of the state or anything, just into my own place or
Why,
into
you
a
don't want
place
to live with your hot mom anymore? Wait a minute.
What?
Can I move in with your hot mom after you move out?
I'm sure you can. I'm sure she'd love that. No,
Comes
I just,
with his own hummus.
you know, my house is pretty like full when you consider my aunt and uncle's house is connected to mine. So there's always people around, and it's just like
Yeah, I hear you,
Well,
buddy. You're at a point
oh.
where you
a
want
little
your
independence.
yeah, you want your privacy. I'm
Yeah.
past that point in my life. I don't give a fuck anymore.
I've wanted it for a while, but my friend's looking to move out too, so her and I might find a place together. We'll see. See how the pieces fit, if you will.
Oh yeah, he wants to nerf Charming in Epic, Reaper.
Boo!
I'm not
What?
surprised.
Yeah, he wants to strip
That's
all.
bullshit.
He wants to strip all the additives. So basically, you can charm
out, get out,
stuff
get
in
out.
Reaper mode, but it won't get the augment summoning. It won't get the druid augment summoning. It won't get any buffs.
Oh, that's
Aw.
bullshit.
Yeah.
Well, even without the buffs, those mobs, they're still gonna do a fuck ton of damage.
Yeah, they hit like a
I
truck.
mean,
and that's just what he can talk about on the cover. He's like, but the core concept is that I don't want charm mobs to be stronger than the tunes in the dungeon. So like maybe that means that like everything gets debuffed, so it's as strong as you do. I don't know if that would
That would
translate.
suck.
Straight
It
up, now
destroys
tell
the
me.
whole reason for having augment summoning and druid past lives.
Mm-hmm.
And
Alright,
bards.
that's bullshit, really.
But you know, like you said, just in Reaper mode. So like if you're still running like heroic, legendary, epic, elite, whatever, that still all applies.
Yeah, but that's not practical
we're trying to do
for,
Reaper
like
Hound,
raids and whatnot. Yeah.
There's no such thing as Reaper Hound anymore.
Really?
Can't go in there.
You
and
can't do it on Reaper.
What?
Yeah, because R10 was too easy.